Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
PD Beats from Popternative here, speaking to the young bombs, Tristan and Martin, about their new single, Summer in Brooklyn. Welcome to the show, guys. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for chatting with us. Excited to be here.
No, it's exciting. Martin, I mean, it's an interesting rush, like a week before you release a song, because so much work gets put into it. What was it like releasing this song specifically for you?
This one, I mean, it was wild. I mean, we've been working over on the instrumental throughout COVID, and we hadn't really released any music in a while.
Yep.
And it was such a different, cool experience because we wanted to get creative. We put the song on TikTok, and Jordy duetted it and sent us back his version of the song, along with many other really talented people, and he just floored us. So it was super cool to have that all come together that way. And it's just, it feels so good to release music out into the world again.
Absolutely. And Tristan, compared to other tracks that you guys have worked on and collaborated with, what was the process of creating this one like compared to other ones in the past?
Well, usually we'll do it over Zoom or we'll do it in the studio. So to do it this way, where we put an instrumental on TikTok and have someone sing back over it, and then we'd hadn't done that before, and then Jordy went off to the studio in LA, recorded the vocals, sent them back, and within a week the song's out. So it's been the fastest process we probably had for making a song. But it's called Summer in Brooklyn, and we needed it to come out in summer. So
Talk about expediting the process, right?
But it's nice because the song is kind of nostalgic. It's more like flashing back over the summer, kind of all the memories that were created. So it's August is perfect for that.
It's so crazy. I mean, streaming is huge for EDM music. Streaming is huge for young bombs. I mean, there's millions of people on a monthly basis that listen to your songs. I mean, I don't know if you can wrap your head around that, Martin. I mean, that's insane.
It is mind blowing. It's super mind blowing. I mean, we came from a band background where we were selling like hard copy CDs and things like that, and you're limited to how many you make and how many go out into the world. Obviously, people can rip them and whatever they're doing with them, but I mean, still, like, to just put a song up on the internet and boom, let it do its thing. It's massive.
But Tristan, it's interesting to me, and I interview a lot of people from Netflix shows and a lot of pop culture stuff too, and the global aspect of content these days is the coolest thing in my opinion. The fact that like people from all around the world can listen to Young Bombs from Vancouver anytime they want with like a click of the button. Like that, the access, like countries all over the world can listen to you guys, which is crazy, Tristan.
That's true, yeah. And like even the songs on YouTube right now, and that's what I love, because you can see all the comments, or on SoundCloud, you can see what everybody feels, what they're saying about it. And then just to be able to connect with people, like you said, all around the world, it's awesome. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, super cool.
I wanted to get your opinion, both of you. We'll start with Martin. I mean, the current state of EDM music, I mean, electronic music it's getting bigger and bigger. Like I see it, like even when I was getting younger, like I saw it was always big. I personally see it getting bigger. I think it's kind of going back to what we talked about with like the streams, the playlists, and everything, easy listening. What are you guys noticing about the current like trends and current state of EDM music? We'll start with Martin.
Yeah, no, you're totally right. It's crazy because I mean, what was it, like 2014? Like it felt like this EDM bubble was just gonna burst. But,
yeah.
What happens is like, so many people have access. You don't need to go book a studio to make a track.
Yep.
You can do it in your living room. So there's so many people around the world that are super talented, creating little subgenres, little elements, and then people just kind of all put them into one pot, and you can stir them around and kind of create new interesting sounds. So it's. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of endless at this point.
Like Tristan, I feel like it's been like a steady flow, and it's like that. It's getting bigger, but I remember like it's everywhere. Like I feel like there's always an EDM like track on a playlist, even if it's like a rock playlist or like an R&B playlist. There's always going to be some EDM in there, right, Tristan?
That's true, yeah. Everything's dividing in its own ways, kind of like what Martin's saying. You've got like Zed, and you've got artists like the Chainsmokers. They're kind of handling, the more pop-centric world of EDM. And then you have guys like Fisher and Dom Dalla who are doing more underground stuff. So everybody in any kind of part can cling on to whatever kind of sound or whatever it is that they love.
Yeah.
And I just love that it's so vast and broad now that everyone can get into it, and it's cool.
And Young Bombs is a group from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. You guys have been seen as a prominent group in the EDM genre around the world, but specifically also in Canada. What does it feel like, Martin, to be kind of one of those unofficial, I guess, kind of trailblazers, leaders in the genre right now, where there's so many amazing artists of EDM in Canada, but you guys being kind of in that mix of it's pretty cool too.
Yeah. Well, first of all, like, thank you. For that.
Yeah.
I mean, we're our worst critics. So, like, to hear that, I mean, that's obviously, feels great. But no, it's surreal. I mean, it's wild. So a lot of our, peers that we looked up to so much, now we've had the opportunity to play shows with them and tour with them across Canada, and that's like just a mind-blowing experience. Because at one point you're just like a fan on their page, and the next thing you know, you're playing a show with them. So it's definitely been a crazy experience.
And it's just so cool to see how many Canadian artists are really getting out there now. Like you have everyone from Lab Luxury to Felix Cartel, Famba, yeah, exactly. So the fact that we're making a dent is kind of rad, and
that's a perfect way of looking at it, right, Martin? A dent. Young Bombs is making a dent. Let's make a dent.
The bomb is dropped.
Yeah. A bomb drop.
When people listen to Summer in Brooklyn, when they listen to that song, what are you hoping they get out of it takeaway wise? Like, obviously you hope it's like a repeat, like listened on repeat on Spotify, added to a playlist, but diving deep into it a little bit more, Tristan, like, what are you hoping they get out of it? Because like I said, it's in the title, like Summer in Brooklyn, like it's got a summer feel good vibe. But anything else specifically takeaway wise, Tristan?
Other than the nostalgic aspect of connecting with the lyrics, I think it's just nice to have something upbeat and fun. I think dance music is going in all these different ways, and we wanted to have a song that's upbeat but still very melodic, very catchy, something that people can sing to, and like hopefully play on repeat over and over. So
yeah, Martin, do you want to tag in and add to that?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, when you hear someone comment that like the song changed their day, their mood, their everything, like that's the biggest, thing we could hope for. The song, like it just like impacts someone, and then maybe they want to go listen to some of your other music that you've created.
Well, I gotta say, and I think I think we're getting back, as you said, you're your own worst critics, but like I'm gonna give you another compliment here. I mean, music is therapy in a lot of ways. I mean, we're going through some of the toughest times right now all around the world, and the fact that we could just press a button and listen, and not necessarily changing everything, but the fact that you have that escape aspect, and Young Bombs is a group that is providing that. I just wanted to say thank you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate that.
That's a huge compliment. Thank you.
Well, it is. Music is like growing up for me. I'm sure it's the same. You guys probably had those artists. Like when I was having a tough time for school, I would just put my disc, my Walkman on, listen to it. The problems would fade away a little bit. I'm just saying.
Who are the artists that you listen to during those
Sum 41, show Canada, Sum 41, Green Day, Blink 182. Then, I think when I was getting a bit older, I think like the Slipknots were there for me, the Disturbed. A little bit. But a lot of artists.
Biscuit phase?
Yeah, but there was a lot of artists, like, I don't know if it's considered EDM or pop, but like I used to listen to a lot of artists like, Prozac from Canada, Daniel Bedingfield, like a lot of that stuff too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
What about you guys? What did you guys listen to growing up?
A lot of what you just listed, to be honest. I mean, we met we were playing separate bands, but we were both in that, pop punk phase, like, Blink 182, Sum 41.
Oh, yeah.
That whole thing. So
and
that was our jam. Yeah.
Yeah, we were huge in that. And then we got into like the Strokes and the Killers and all that stuff as well. So yeah.
There's a lot of good music out there. But getting back to it, I mean, do you guys see like obviously, you're doing what you love. You get to do it as a profession, which is amazing and everything. But do you all seriousness, again, kind of getting back to what I said about the music therapy thing, do you think about that sometimes, like the responsibility of Young Bombs sometimes, where like you do have this ability to help people and be there for people, like that's a thing as well with your following? Have you ever thought about that, Martin?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. You think about it when you're creating music, I guess, like a lot of times you can get lost in the creative process, and then you kind of gotta take it back and think about why you're making this and who you're trying to target with this, and like who your fans are. And Yeah, no, definitely. It does come into play for sure.
You think about that a bit, Tristan, too, eh?
I feel like when it comes to making a track, like we're very in the zone. And if it gets to the point where we're getting the tingles and we feel like, okay, this is moving us, then we feel like it's probably going to move other people as well. So, you know, if it can bypass our criticism, then we'll put it out to the world and see what they say.
And I played in bands too. Like it's a very writing music is a very complex situation because like it's like and like the idea of like I'm putting it out there like that I can't even imagine what it was like for you guys in summer in Brooklyn, especially that process with Jordy and everything. Like that must have been a bit wild.
Yeah.
We've gotten better at it over the years, definitely, because we put out a lot of music at this point. But when we put out like our first remix out into the world on like SoundCloud, we were probably the most nervous guys ever. And then when we saw that first comment with like a fire emoji, we were like, okay, you know, maybe we can start putting music out and having people listen to it. So yeah, yeah. And then you have people that criticize you too. Don't get me wrong, and I think that just builds thick skin.
For sure, and I feel like for every, you know, you could have 500 people saying, "Oh, this is great," but you get that one negative comment, and that resonates with you. You know, you really, that one hurts.
You know what's funny though?
You
know what? It's funny. Before we wrap up quickly, you'd have to understand that sometimes there are people just on there just being critics and everything. But sometimes, and this is food for thought a little bit, the people that are criticizing you guys might be like your biggest fans that just want the attention and want you to notice them. That's the sad reality of it. I'm just saying. That's trust me.
There's a lot of trolls out there for sure.
Oh, for sure.
It's very true.
That's a thing for sure. Tristan, Martin, thank you guys so much for coming on Popternative. I really enjoyed chatting with you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely.
So the track's out wherever they listen to music. Summer in Brooklyn, they could stream it wherever you listen to music, right? It's easy,
Apple
right?
Music, wherever you. Yeah, exactly.
And where can people follow you guys on social media to keep up to date with everything?
We are at Young Bombs pretty much everywhere at this point, so super easy to find.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, the whole thing.
Incredible. This has been Popternative. YouTube.com/Popternative for previous episodes. Look out for the new Young Bombs track featuring Jordy. It is, like we said, fire. So you got to listen to it. Until next time, this is Martin Tristan from Young Bombs and PD Beats from Popternative signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.